The Russian military wants to have these 5 U.S. weapons. But it can only be dreamed. The Russian military remains extremely dangerous. However, he still struggles with the legacy of the Cold War. The Russian military still lacks the intelligence, communication, and coordination capabilities that characterize the American way of fighting. While Russian troops have fought effectively in Georgia, Ukraine, and Syria, additional drones, light communications equipment, satellite guidance, and high-speed computers could make the military much more capable. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union and the United States struggled to match each other's best weapons. The MiG-25 notifies the F-15. The Tu-95 backfire resembles the B-52. Submarines and tanks are designed with their competitors in mind. As the Cold War drew to a close, the Soviet Union lost the ability to compete with the United States in many key areas. The collapse of the Soviet military-industrial complex after the fall of the USSR only exacerbated the problem. Today, although Russia's military remains formidable, it continues to have major drawbacks compared to the United States. Here are 5 areas where Russia would like to have the capabilities the United States is now enjoying. 5th-generation fighter. 5 years ago, the Sukhoi Pak-FA was expected to help Russia close the emerging gap between US and Russian frontline fighters. Currently, the program is struggling, with technical and economic factors leading to a dramatic reduction in projected orders. The United States, on the other hand, has successfully integrated the F-22 Raptor into frontline service. While Russia continues to build and operate formidable fighters, none of them can match the Raptor. Until the Pak-FA or its successor aircraft enter service, the United States will have a defined advantage in the air superiority game. Precision-guided ammunition. Although Russia has begun to use precision-guided munitions more extensively in Syria than in Georgia or Ukraine, it still lags behind the United States in the deployment of such weapons. Part of the reason is doctrinal. The Russian military tends to be less sensitive to additional damage than the US military. But the other part is that Russia still lacks the vast stockpile of PGM the United States has been building for decades. In addition, Russian aircraft typically lack the sensor pods that characterize most Western aircraft on air-to-ground missions. This makes Russia's air campaign a much different, and in some ways less effective, endeavor than its Western counterpart. Amphibious war. In 2010, Russia entered into a contract with France to acquire 4 Mistral-class amphibious assault ships. France will build the first 2, and assist Russia with the construction of the second pair. The ships will fill a huge hole in Russia's amphibious warfare capability, which has been vacant since the end of the Cold War. But that didn't happen. Russia's seizure of Crimea and the invasion of Ukraine led France to cancel the transfer, leaving Russia without a modern amphibious warship. Had the Russian Navy acquired the Mistral, they might be off the Syrian coast by now. Instead, the Navy relied on older ships, while the shipbuilding industry struggled to assemble large, modern ships. Intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance complex. Of course, it doesn't matter if you can hit something with precision if you don't know where to strike. In the waning years of the Cold War, military thinkers in the Soviet Union began to understand that the ability to integrate long-range attacks and information technology would be a hallmark of dominance in the next military era. They also understood that the Soviet Union did not have the necessary national innovation systems to compete with the United States in advanced computer and communication technologies. Some of these factors have changed, and some have not. The Russian military still lacks the intelligence, communication, and coordination capabilities that characterize the American way of fighting. While Russian troops have fought effectively in Georgia, Ukraine, and Syria, additional drones, light communications equipment, satellite guidance, and high-speed computers could make the military much more capable.